or loan options. Yeah. And those are all free tools and available for you right from the platform of our public website.
Absolutely love that. Now, wealth building is really important to me and a lot of folks here listening. What investment or wealth management resources are available to members of UWCU?
I'm so glad that you asked, because beyond the traditional savings, certificates, and checking account options that we have a team that's equipped and partners with LPL Financial. It's our wealth advisement team. So our wealth advisors are across our Milwaukee area locations. You can meet them at any one of our branch locations and have, again, that tailored one-on-one experience to meet you where you're at in your financial and investing journey and make sure that they're advising you with products that are best suited to meet your financial goals.
That is so important. And with that information, Lauren, I'm already a member, but for anyone who is listening who's thinking about joining, how easy is it to become a member of UW Credit Union?
Luckily, we have some really great teams internally that have built a fantastic app and support our website application process. So you could actually apply from the comfort of your own couch in your pajamas if you wanted to. And it is definitely a very smooth, easy process, guided by questions along the way. And again, plug for our great teams out there in our Milwaukee area branches, because they will make it as easy as walking in. It's best if you have an appointment, and that way we know that we have the resources dedicated to take care of you in that moment. But walk-ins are always welcome, and the process is simple and fast in the branch.
Thank you so much for joining us here, Lauren.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
And this has been our Financial Literacy Month Spotlight with UW Credit Union right here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
You're listening to the new 101.7 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. Locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. A couple things off the top of the show, quick. If you have any stories that you want me to do, today is open line Thursday. It's pre-pop-off Friday. How's that? Right. Second hour, you can just call pre-pop-off Friday or just pre-pop-off, whatever you want to call it. But it's if anything you have that you want to talk about, you're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I am your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I am letting Truth fans, Truth Nation, put together top 5 at 5. The 5 stories you want me to talk about in the top 5 at 5
Text it to 833-212-1017 or go to the YouTube chat at 101.7 The Truth. And I will more than happily sit there and do your 5 shows. Now, I get to choose the 5 stories that you all send me, okay? I get to do that. But we're going to do an experiment today. Why are we doing an experiment today? We're doing an experiment today because something happened in the city of Milwaukee that has me a little perplexed. But then again, I'm not perplexed. And that's what saddens me. That's what saddens me. Let me check study hall. Hey, what's up, Quanda? What's going on? Quanda, did you get wait a minute. Because, I get distracted easily. So let me stop and do what I was going to do. It drives folks crazy when I do that. But I have to double check and see if something was done. No, it wasn't. Yeah, that needs to be taken care of as soon as possible. So who else is up in here? Mal, what's going on? Mal, you safe. You got your black card back. Mal got his black card back. Babar got his black card back. Who else's black card did I steal? You get your black card back. Hey, what's up, Ronnie Ray Real? What's going on? Ronnie, you can't say yo, yo, yo. You need to say hello to Dr. Ken, and then you need to say yo, yo, yo to everybody else. I'm telling you about that. That don't let Dr. Ken scare you away. All I have to do is make one call. That's all. And I'm not talking about group. Ain't nobody scared of you. Ain't nobody scared of you. RN Kawanda. Hey, Lucretia, what's going on? What's up? Oh, my God. Every time they start the bestie thing, I just got to go. It's too much stuff going on in Milwaukee. It's too much drama and all that stuff going on. And so it's just yeah. So yesterday, right here in Milwaukee, a city inspector, somebody that was doing their job, going out, neighborhood services, was shot during an attempt carjacking. His jacket was grazed by a bullet. He survived. That's in a story from CBS 58. What bothers me, but doesn't bother me, are the actors. 3 children, 14-year-old, 11-year-old, and 16-year-old. Let that sit for a second. Children with a stolen car and a gun. So what happened? No, that's not the question. The question we should be asking ourselves is, why does this keep happening? It wasn't a misunderstanding. Wasn't a desperation for food. I need food. Give me your food. It wasn't random. We keep pretending this is random crime. I'm going to touch on a couple things. Number one, we keep talking about this is random crime. It's not random crime. It wasn't misunderstanding. They weren't desperate for food. This was organized behavior by young people who knew exactly what they were doing. Steal a car, use a weapon, flee, evade the police. That's not chaos. That's learned behavior. They got that from somebody. They didn't just up and out the blue decide, let's do this today. Somewhere, somebody taught or allowed this. Second, the age should scare you more than the act. Think about it. An 11-year-old. That's not just criminal. That's developmental failure. Home fail, school fail, community fail, friends fail. Because kids don't wake up one morning and go, what you doing today? Hey, Zach, what you doing today? I think I'm going to commit a felony today. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm feeling special. I'm going to commit a violent felony today. No supervision, no consequences, no structure, no fear of accountability, no fear of jail, no fear of prison, no fear of, And eventually no value for life. Number 3, this is a pattern. This isn't an incident. This isn't some random thing that just happened. This ain't new. This ain't the first time I've been talking about this. In 2017, there was a city inspector killed in a carjacking. Same stuff had been happening. All the drama around Milwaukee was happening. Everybody was shooting and killing everybody. Nobody bothered to do anything about it until a city worker, a white male city worker, got killed. Then all of a sudden, law enforcement was at its finest and they caught the person. You can't catch the people that talk too much on social media and a homicide, but you can catch some guy that shot the city inspector. Why? I'm gonna let that sit out there. And now in 2026, same type of victim, same type of crime, same movie, different cast. But don't tell me it's surprising. It's predictable. And it's not even warm yet. Number 4, we normalize danger for people doing honest work. So let's be clear who the victim. The victim was not a criminal. The victim wasn't somebody in the street. We're talking about a city employee, Department of Neighborhood Services, trying to improve neighborhoods, doing their job. And now even that comes with a risk of being shot. That tells me that something deeper in this city is broken. When people who are serving the community become targets, you ain't got a crime problem. You got a culture problem, a black culture problem. And then next, we refuse to say the truth. Whenever something happens, we want to put together. Remember when Kyle was talking to the woman who was a county supervisor and had the issue with McGovern Park? What's the first thing they want to do? Well, we got to look at the policy. How idiotic is that? We got to start a group. We got to get a group together and we got to look at it and we got to write. Nobody talks behavior. Nobody wants to hear it. You can't legislate morality into a house that doesn't have it. You can't police your way out of a generation that doesn't fear consequences from the police. And you can't save a community that refuses to correct itself. Because at some point, you got to be accountable. Parents, guardians, communities, institutions, teachers, lawyers, doctors, medical doctors, everybody, professors, everybody. Because too many people I know are asking, what's wrong with these kids? And that's the problem. Too many of these mentoring groups, got to call them out. Too many of these mentoring groups, what's wrong with these kids? And they want to try to tell you what's wrong with the kids. The problem you have, you need to be asking, who let this happen? You need to look at who let this happen. And so when consequences disappear, they actually think it can't nothing happen to them. The 14-year-old, the 11-year-old, and the 16-year-old. They think, I'll be out tomorrow because their friend got out the next day. I'm just a juvenile. And then crime, really becomes a game. And when crime becomes a game, violence is just part of the rules. See, for me, the one reason this keeps happening is because, you ready? Don't get mad. Black people in Milwaukee tolerate what we should actually confront. We excuse what we should correct. Oh, they're just a baby. Oh, go to the parent and hold the parent responsible. Go to the person they're with. We don't want to hold anybody responsible all the way back to slavery is the reason why Ray didn't do something yesterday on August 29th, 2026. And then some of y'all just scared, so you just ignore it because you're scared. And so we kind of blow off what we're fearful of. Until it makes the news. This isn't about this shooting. It's about the system, the family, the community, the black culture that keeps producing the same result. So until we stop asking, why does this keep happening, and start demanding who's responsible for stopping it, which is the parents, not the police. A society that refuses to correct its children will eventually be corrected by them. And so will it stop? No.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 12th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Diego Padres.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
Don't miss one of Milwaukee's favorite summer traditions, the U-Path Ride for Arts, presented by Miller Lite, returns Sunday, May 31st. Ride a fully closed 20-mile course across the Hone Bridge with incredible lakefront views. Kids 12 and under ride free thanks to the Brewers Community Foundation. All in support of Southeastern Wisconsin Performing Arts. 7 a.m. start, finish at U-Path Fest on Summerfest grounds. Register today at upathride.org. That's UPAFRIDE.org.
Walk in for a suit, walk out with two. It's buy one, get one half off throughout April at Nicovani's. Suits, blazers, hats, jeans, and more. Everything you need from a hands-on team that styles you from head to toe. Find a suit, add shoes for half the price. Land the perfect two-piece set? Now add a vest for 50% less. Prom, weddings, galas, whatever's on your calendar, now's the time to stop in to Nicovani's. Second floor at Mayfair Mall across from AMC. Buy one, get one half off throughout April at Nicovani's. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money.
You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com.
That's truthcontests.com.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You know, one day he gonna turn the microphone on while I'm singing, and I'm gonna be like, You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 17 minutes after the hour, 41 degrees. The high today was 51. The low tonight is gonna be 37. So, and there's a 58% chance of rain. That means what? That means it's gonna rain. So just be ready for it. Get a umbrella and go on about your business. So before the break, I was talking about this shooting at the Department of Neighborhood Services inspector today. When was it? Yesterday or today? Duh. Let me look. Or yesterday. 32nd in Wisconsin. According to police, the victim encountered a suspect trying to steal their vehicle around 3:30 p.m. Police said the suspect fired a shot and then fled the scene in a separate vehicle. Officials say the inspector quickly moved out of the line of fire, was not injured. His jacket was grazed by a bullet. So the Neighborhood Services Special Enforcement Inspector, somebody tried to steal their car, and they got mad they couldn't get the car, so they shot at him, but he moved in time to not get shot. Had that person stood in place, they would have been shot and quite possibly killed. His jacket got grazed by a bullet. They located the vehicle in the 12th and McKinley around 4 o'clock, attempted to make a traffic stop. They fled, pursued, ending with the driver losing control at 12th and State and crashed into another vehicle. The driver identified as a 14-year-old boy. 2 passengers, an 11-year-old boy, and a 14-year-old boy arrested after a foot pursuit and taken into an area hospital for treatment of non-fatal injuries. Police say the suspect vehicle was determined to be what? Stolen, and a firearm recovered. Criminal charges will be referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. How sick is that? And where's all the calls? Let me check social media. Let me figure out what's going on with. Let me figure out what's going on with all this. Because I don't understand. I don't get it. For some reason, I don't get it. And nobody can explain it. Your thoughts, 833-212-1017 is the number. Is this something that we have to look forward to for the rest of the summer? Or is this something that we have to, I don't know. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Somebody help me understand this. Somebody help me understand this. Because every time I think about it, we're talking about an 11-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 16-year-old. Shot at somebody for a car. Like, I don't really understand that. Like, I don't really get that. Quanda, are you insinuating that I don't know how to sing? Okay. I'm going to remember that. Payback. I'm going to remember that. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding. I just don't get it. Abena.
To Dr. Ken.
Abena, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Dr. Ken, thank you for taking my call. I wanted to ask you, is it a result of black culture or American culture?
No, because every time black people do stuff, they try to blame America for it when it's them. Like we gotta
every time you're an educated man. You say every time. That's not the case.
Well,
in any case,
speak for you. Speak for you. I'm speaking for me. Whenever we want to put a finger on something that's happening in our community to black people and something that's negative, we always tend to, and I probably shouldn't say always, you're right. It's like I should never say never. We expand it to include all of America as if to diminish the fact that it's so bad. But it's making an impact on our culture. It's making an impact on our families. It's making an impact on our community. We've got people who are victims in our community, and we give more love to the criminal. I don't understand that.
Can you help me understand how to distinguish American culture from black culture? Because if, in fact, we have been here close to 500 years, the culture that we've taken on has to be that of the environment that we've been in, which is the American culture.
Are you saying that American culture...
Well, I'm just saying that American culture is is just so violent, period, regardless of what group it comes from. It just seems to me now, it's just a very violent culture, and it's violence seems to be something that's accepted in America, not just, white culture, black culture, Latino, whatever, but just the culture of America.
So then why is it that Asian people don't seem to pick up the culture of America and have shootings and robberies and all that in their communities?
But you know what? But we have
answer my question. We know that. I'm saying, why isn't it at the same rate as ours?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that.
Because their culture, because Asian culture frowns upon certain things. Now, they may do other things that are wrong. They may do other things that are not, good. But that particular thing, it's frowned upon. We don't seem to frown upon it.
You mean that particular thing in terms of killing each other?
Yes.
But that's not the case if we look at Asian culture. Maybe Asian culture in America,
That's what I'm talking about.
Because there was a young man on a campus that kills a whole lot of
That's just
students.
one guy. That's just one guy. We're talking about...
Listen. It might just be one. I'm not arguing with you.
Yes, you are.
It might just be one, but I'm just saying, okay, it might just be one. But as Asian people, I'm just saying as people are violent. And in America, it's a violent culture.
People are not violent. Think about it.
Yes, they are.
We got 364 million. We got 367 million people here. The amount of violence in a given day or year is significantly under, 1%? That's not violent. That's the frame you want to look at it. That's the length. Well, then move. If it's too violent, move.
No, I'm not saying that. I didn't say that at all. I'm just saying black people, the majority of those that are in America, are here as a result of violence. America is a violent place. I just don't think that the distinction between black violence is connected to black culture in America.
Then what is it connected to?
It's not me.
What is it connected to?
It's connected to American violence.
Oh, that's a cop-out. I got to say, for me, that's a...
Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, don't
get
back. You're not going to finish the call now? Okay, thank you much. I appreciate it. I guess she got hurt by something I said. I think it's a cop-out when we don't acknowledge that there are things in our culture that cause us to do things, and it's negative. We got to fix that. I don't know if we can stop. I understand what she's saying. Can America be considered a violent culture? Sure. Can America be considered a place where they believe in the Second Amendment and all that? Sure. Huh?
The Boston Tea Party.
Boston Tea Party, sure. But we didn't have nothing to do with that. We didn't have anything to do with it. We were slaves. Our ancestors were slaves. At some point, we gonna either recognize that we're in 2026 or we're not. We keep pulling up and bringing up and all that, then that sounds like a reason as to why. And no, I didn't hang up on her. Well, Ken got hung up on. How does it feel? I don't really care if she hung up. I'm not I don't care. That's your prerogative, is your phone. If you want to hang up in the middle of a conversation, knock yourself out. I don't care. I appreciate her expressing herself. But here's the issue I'm saying. At some point, I don't really care about American culture. First, I care about my culture. I care about what my people are doing. So when I agree with you, but then I ask you about part of something that you say, I'm trying to get some understanding of what exactly are you trying to say, because I don't really understand. And maybe I should just ask, well, I don't understand. I don't get it. When are we going to change this? And watch this. Reginald said, is that a fair comparison between the two cultures? Absolutely not. That's why I'm not talking about American culture. I'm talking about black culture. It is sad. I'm talking about black culture. I get we live in America, but we don't have to be like America. We don't have to take on all the negative things about America. Let's take on the positive things about America. Paul, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. You know, you've been hitting the nail on the head today, and I just wanted to kind of respond to that. You know, accountability, responsibility, those are something the black community don't have. You know, when they talk about snitches get stitches, you know, when it comes to protecting your family, your property, you can't keep silent about that. I don't care if you know them or not. If they do wrong, they should be held accountable. And that's something that doesn't happen in the black community.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't know if I'd go that far to say that doesn't happen in the black community. Well, we
have to wait for the system
right.
to hold us accountable.
But the
people.
I don't know if I want to generalize and say that all black people let crime in the black community go by, because I know that's not true. Well, you said, but you spoke in general about the community.
Well, because we're not hard enough on our own people. We have to uphold them accountable. You know, when I was a kid, you know, the neighbors knew you. You had other relatives in the neighborhood, and before you could get home, they have told your parents about it, and if they didn't whoop your butt on the spot, you had it coming when you got home. That's accountability, and it just seems like we don't have that now.
But the majority of the kids in the black community do have that. They're not committing trouble, and these same kids that we see doing this are the same kids that do all of it. If you look at roughly 8 to 10% of issues with kids, 8 to 10% of them kids are the same kids that go in and out of the system and get in trouble all the years. It's not them. It's where they're coming from. Who's allowing this to happen?
Well, you don't think it's the individuals in the neighborhood that are aware of it and stay silent?
We call those people victims when the people that are being bad threaten to shoot and kill them, and they're too old or they're vested in the community and they can't move, so they have nothing to do.
Right.
See, part of the issue is that when you step up to the justice system and you expect the justice system to protect you, the justice system releases your name is put into a police report, your address, all the stuff. Like, so it opens you up to vulnerabilities that you just don't want to be bothered with because there's going to be retaliation. Now, if that same system stepped up for you and backed you and made sure, you know, people that committed crimes stayed locked up until they had a trial, they're too busy letting people go and mitigating crimes, and they go back and reoffend. And that's the fear people have in the black community. I don't have a problem telling, but dude, if I tell, y'all let them out, they harm me. So they just don't tell.
Well, we can't have it both ways. We either got to stand up and hold our people accountable. We can hold them accountable with a little more compassion than the white justice system.
Well, it's not a white justice system. It's the justice system. What we need to do, I think we should get into that system and help mitigate some of that stuff. But we can't go against what the system says. If it's a crime, like we have to remember that even though these kids are doing wrong, our job is to speak for the victim, not the kid.
Yeah, well, that's something too. You know what I mean? We as Black Americans, we've I don't know, embrace the spirit of being a victim. I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? I believe you got to stand up for yourself and not depend on the system, your neighbors, your cousins. If you see something wrong or if something wrong has happened to you, you have to stand up. You know, I lost a son. I depended upon the justice system to hold the driver of the car accountable. But when that fails, the system fails, then it almost pushes you to take it in your own hands. And that's a setup. You know what I mean? The justice system is there not only to protect you, but also to hold those accountable who have victimized you.
Correct.
Loss of my sons destroyed a family.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And the guy was never held accountable. And there were issues such as him being a drug dealer and all that stuff. But when a driver hits a bike from behind, there is a greater responsibility on the driver of the car. But that didn't happen. And as a father, you know, your thought can be, if they don't handle it, then I must handle it, because it just weighs on you. But anyway, you hit some good points today, brother.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate your call. Sorry for your loss, but I know with you listening, I can stand a little taller. So thank you for that.
All right.
All right. Take care. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. And now with 101.7 The Truth traffic, here is Debbie Lazaga.
Delays along southbound 43, pretty hefty ones too, from just before Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. Northbound is slowing down from Lincoln all the way up to Locust. Southbound 41, a heavy ride from before Good Hope Road all the way past a broken down vehicle that right about at Hampton that had a lane block. Everything's been moved off to the side, but the damage is done already. Northbound on 41, you got backups from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Appleton Avenue. We've got a crash on westbound 94 right about at Moreland Road. That one is off on the left shoulder. And, of course, right through the stadium interchange, we got backups 27th Street to Hawley on the westbound side. Eastbound is backed up from about 76th Street to 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, showers early, clearing with frost. A low of 36 at the lake, 30 inland. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and cool with isolated showers, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app, whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew. Let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Honest, direct, and always thought-provoking.
Even if the system don't make sense anymore. And that's the part we got to be honest about. Education is not a theory. It's not a title. It's not a category. It's a student, it's a teacher, it's a classroom, and there's learning. Everything, everybody else, including the superintendent herself, are secondary. Assistant superintendents, or whatever the heck you call them, deputy, chief of school, everybody, they are secondary if a child's not learning. The student is the number one thing there. So if we've reached the point where the only way to defend the system is to argue that keeping teachers out of the classroom is essential to education, then we're not just confused. We backwards. And when policy, practice, priorities, and money collide like that, there's only one word for all of this: nonsense.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, weekdays from 4 to 6, live on YouTube and broadcasting on 101.7 The Truth.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
when Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
Go to Parkinson's parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
This True Sports Update is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Diamondbacks hit 4 home runs and beat the Brewers 6-2 last night at American Family Field. Brewers manager Pat Murphy on the MLB debut of Brian Fitzpatrick.
Couldn't be more thrilled for the kid to come in and face the hitters that he faced, to face some of the best hitters in the league, to come in and face those guys and do the job that he did.
The rubber match this afternoon, Brandon Woodruff gets the start from Milwaukee. 12:40 first pitch on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. And the federal government suing Wisconsin in response to the state's civil lawsuit against several prediction markets, arguing Congress has exclusive jurisdiction over regulating such markets. The lawsuit filed in Dane County asked judges to declare that companies are breaking the law, that they're a public nuisance, and they should be blocked from offering sports-related events that impact Wisconsin customers. This True Sports Update is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Drop it.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Good Life said, I'm saddened to hear what happened. What's wrong with our youth, Dr. Ken? All these doggone hot flaming and ramen noodles. Todd said, Dr. Ken, I hope I heard you correctly for the top 5 at 5. My question is, should the U.S. bring back the gold standard as our monetary policy? And if so, is it possible? I need a story about that. So, Todd, what I need you to do is send me a story that I can insert into the top 5. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So give me, if you could find a story around that, I'll get it. But in the meantime, I'll look for it. Is it Big CC? Or Big C. Anyway, all they need is a really good blank whooping. That's called child abuse. If you go that far, a spanking is one thing. A butt whooping is child abuse. Marquis said, I kind of agree with the last caller. Black culture is a subculture of American culture, is it not? It is, but we're not talking about American culture. We're talking about black culture. Let's not blame. We as black people need to stop blaming outside things for why we're screwed up. And I'm talking on an individual level, not a community. We have to stop going, oh, it's their fault. It's slavery's fault that I am a lazy, shiftless person today who doesn't want to go work, who smokes weed every day, and thinks the system is against me. That's not slavery's fault. That's your fault. Because people that lived through the nonsense that you're talking about, we lived through it. When they literally had water fountains that said white only, black only. Bathrooms. Couldn't go in a retail store. Sherwin talked about it this morning. At some point, this nonsense you have in your brain that you're going through something under Donald Trump, you haven't experienced anything. You got access to the markets, you got access to housing, you got access to jobs, you got access to education, you got access to water, you got access to all these things. Are there some barriers? Absolutely. My problem is some of the barriers I have issues with are right in my community with black people trying to stop me from being successful. Then when you become successful, they hate. But we're still here. Still got to make it. And you wake up every day and you put on your clothes and you take a shower, not in that order, and you do it again for the one. The one person you make it through, you help make it, the one person that graduates from college or high school, the one person that gets a job, just one. That if the black community simply replicated the good about it in one person, it doubles. You could double college graduation rates. I need you to find somebody to make sure they graduate from college. I need 10,000 people to get 10,000 people and graduate. Now we got 20. Them same 20 find one person. Now we got 40. Like in 12 years. Done. It's so simple. But the simple is hard. Don't get it twisted. It's hard. Because I need you to take care of that one. Hey, Todd, Google. That's what it's for. Google it and find a story. So I'm letting you choose the top 5 at 5, by the way, on a side note. You come up with the 5 stories you think you want to hear, and I'll pontificate about them. How's that? You can send them to 833-212-1017 is the number. But getting back to Marquise. He said, I kind of agree with the last caller, black culture, subculture. Is it not? But see, that's not what the caller said. The caller didn't say it was a black culture. But I understand that was a perception. Maybe that was what they said. I don't know. But we can't blame American culture for how we act. We can take advantage of American culture. We can take advantage of the positives, but we can't blame it when we act a fool. Because American culture acts a fool. That's on us. We have to stop doing that. And we have to hold people accountable. We have to hold people accountable. What are you even talking about, Mal? What are you talking about? Quanda said, this is study hall, and I'm about to do exactly that because the way these calls are coming in hot, I can guarantee who's about to call next. I'm listening, though. She probably working. She probably working on that. But those are some calls you got to think about. Even the woman who hung up. Those are some things you have to think about. They have a voice. They have their point of view. But I got to take a day. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. I got to take a day and talk about things like fallacy, things like what's going on in the community, that how we come up with decisions. I want to talk about critical thinking. And so I guess my pop-off for tomorrow, I hate to say it, I want to talk about critical thinking in the black community. I want to talk about how you argue and the fallacies that you believe in, why you believe it, and what we need to do to figure out how we present that argument so that we can be successful. Because I think we use too many emotional things to argue a point when we have significant data, significant information there. Because I'm going to tell you, for the 43% of black people that are doing such and such, right, there's a significant percentage of people in the 50s that are doing it the right way. And as long as we're, I hate to use the word balance, but as long as we're fair and tell that other side about black people, we'll make it. I think we spend an inordinate amount of time looking at the negative in black people. So I want to talk about the positive in the 5 o'clock hour. I want to look at, as long as y'all send me questions for top 5, if y'all make me do top 5 at 5, I'm going to be popping off today. Until we look at the positive side of all the things that we've done, and through simple replication, we can have it too. it's kind of hard pressed when you've been successful and you try to tell people how you did it and they don't want to hear it. They want to experience it themselves. That's ridiculous. That's setting yourself up for failure and struggle. Anyway, you're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Coming with straight truth.
Did you go along with this? Did you plot this out? Did you go into the store with the intentions of causing a negative situation? This is the part that people don't like once they get into court after they get caught. Now, should he be executed for killing somebody he didn't do? I don't think so. He's already serving life. He's going to die in prison. I think that's what's going to happen. At the same time, this is a message to the younger folks.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
Ready to strengthen your organization for what's next? Join the Milwaukee County Sustainability Summit Tuesday, May 5th at the Marcia P. Cog Center. This hands-on experience gives you practical tools, sharper messaging, and real strategies to build long-term resilience.
No one-size-fits-all playbook.
Learn from local leaders, connect with peers, and walk away with ideas you can use right away. And it's completely free to attend. Visit the Milwaukee County Sustainability Summit online to learn more.
Want to save money on energy bills? With free tools from We Energies, you're in control. Manage your energy use with easy tips, earn rebates on home upgrades, calculate your energy use, create savings goals, view and compare bills, and more. With We Energies, the energy info you need is at your fingertips. Save your way at weenergies.com/simple savings or download the app. We Energies, simple steps, real savings.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. You see what Quanda said? Okay. Oh, okay. Like, what do you think people are?
Delete it.
You're not going to delete anything. Stop it. All right, 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me get at this. So I guess ain't nobody gonna send them, so I gotta find my own top 5 at 5. Marquise said, I agree accountability is a key missing part, but I'm merely saying American culture kind of screwed us up. No, it didn't. You had to. I'm being contrarian, just so you know. So don't take it personally. No, it didn't. We had to choose to embrace it. Now, part of the fact, and I guess I can agree with you at about 40%, we had to inculcate ourselves into American culture in order to make it. What was the problem with that? We watched our women destroy their hair and almost go bald trying to look like white women because black people have nappy hair. That's not a negative. That's not a bad thing. We got nappy hair. I love it. Absolutely love natural black hair. Now, unless I was in England, a nappy is a diaper. So most people be like, you got diaper hair? No, we don't have diaper hair. We got coarse hair. It just is what it is. Love it. Like, stop putting the relaxer in your hair and just have your hair. Just call it a day. But we had to do that in order to make it in Black America. And so when we had to switch over to white, it kind of messed us up. You're right. But the shooting and the stabbing and the killing your own, like that wasn't American culture. You know, that's just human. We as human beings do that. We got great about us, and we got negative about us, and we got counter. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Let me see if I can squeeze a call in. Smiley, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Hey there, how you been doing? I'm glad to hear you on here doing some positive things. I haven't talked to you in a minute. But you do have some valuable points that I can say that it's culturally a problem. But also, it's not only cultural. It's all throughout the whole, because there are some people that, a lot of cultures that are dealing with this type of, ours is more displayed, I feel. However, I can't say this only because I've been in both areas, and I lived in both areas. I am a parent that lost, and a grandparent that lost.
Okay.
Due to the violence and out here, but it also comes from the influence around them, because I know in my era, my time, there was always a respectful level. Yes. And if the kids is not being treated, I hear this a lot. Why you got I hear my grandchildren say, "Well, respectfully, Gigi, why is this?" And I think it's because that back in the days we couldn't question. Now they have a voice, and we are allowing them to speak. And I think a lot of parents that's raised in the 80s and 90s was so, if they was disciplined or don't want to be, they don't want to discipline their children the way that we was disciplining them, I can say, because I hear it a lot. Well, and I tell them, take the old with the new and bring it in, because a lot of part of it is our children, Black American, Black children have to have some type of way of forming of discipline. I don't believe in abuse. That I don't, because I'm light-skinned, white-skinned. My family say to me, and it was difficult to discipline me as far as whooping-wise. But when they found the way to discipline me, instead of standing in a corner, and it was ways to make sure that I understood the message.
You did something wrong. Right.
Right, and it wasn't that I was getting abused. I got abused. My ego got abused. That means I had to take a step back as a young one. But that's not what's happening now.
Not at all.
These young kids are
not at all.
Here. And they need that. They need discipline. They need structure. And if they actually have some boot camps and formulating among these different cities, these kids that have these behavior issues and problems or whatever, and we got these ex-Marines and everyone else that's from the Army. We need to put them in these boot camps that's spread out throughout Wisconsin. Not just Milwaukee, but Wisconsin. If they do that and put these children inside there, because there are parents that's screaming for help.
I got about 30 seconds.
Okay, and I'm going to say this. If they do that, we can have a lot more help with that. Structuralize our family. It takes a family to raise this village out here now.
All right. Thank you much. I appreciate it. That was wonderful words. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. We got a couple more calls. We got Tone. We got Todd. We got Al. We got all sorts of things going on. But we got you right here, along with Top 5 from somewhere up next.
I travel all around the world, Dr. Ken, and when I tell you, based on my experiences, this is like the number one country that cares. Like everything is about money. Yep. Everything.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
I've told people in the past, you have to be careful of what you complain about and what you use as a tool, because other people will take it and use it in the wrong way.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, may I ask a few questions?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog.
Great. Do you have a pool outside?
Nope, just a big old backyard.
Nice. Another question. Are there any unlocked guns in the home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, let's just talk about what we can bring for dessert.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. We've been talking about culture, tone. You're in the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Excuse me?
Culture. We talking about culture.
Yes.
When we were brought to this country, they took our language, our name, and our culture.
Right.
So what are we actually talking about culture? What is this culture that you keep talking about? The culture that the language that we speak is
You're gonna let me answer?
The white man's way. The white man's language.
You just asked me a question.
The white man's
You gonna let me
culture.
answer?
Go.
Okay, thank you.
I was going by stump though. Go ahead.
So the culture is what we have developed over time that represents the black community.
What about the 400 years that our language, name, and culture was taken? Eventually, it's going to come to a head.
It's gone.
It was taken from
It's gone. There's nothing you can do. You can either go back and figure out what it was and reinvent it, but it's gone.
We have reinvented it, and this is what you got. We got the white man's language. Speak English. We didn't come here speaking English.
But now we do, because we want to live here and we want to function, so we have to speak English. So
now our culture is Real Housewives of Atlanta, rap. Is that our culture? Tell me our culture.
That's part of it.
Because it was recently, we just had black history taught in schools. They wouldn't even allow that to be taught.
Okay, so
we get a short month.
So what is it that you're getting at?
I'm saying that this is a reflection. We're looking at a mirror right now. This is a reflection of the United States. We are what we do. We are who we are. This country was built off of crime, off of white people that was
What
sent
does
out
that
of
have
England
to do with you
and here.
robbing somebody? What does that 250 years ago have to do with you robbing and shooting at somebody to steal a car? Explain that to me. Connect those dots.
250 years is the age of this country. We've been here over 400 years.
I don't care. Answer my question.
What is my? I'm gonna tell you a story.
Don't tell me a story. Answer my question. Why is it that? No, I'm not taking your story. No. Answer my question. See, everybody wants to tell a story about something, but nobody wants to actually answer the question. I don't want to hear a story.
I know the answer to the question.
What does 250 years have to do with shooting at somebody who works for the city yesterday and almost killing them to steal a car? Connect those dots for me, and I don't want to hear a story.
Okay, where did the young man get with a gun? He wasn't born with a gun. He didn't acquire a gun from birth.
Okay.
He didn't acquire this. These things were put into our neighborhoods.
How?
And they were put and designed.
Oh, okay. So always somebody else's fault. Who was standing next to that kid that made him decide to get a gun, get in a car with a 14-year-old, whatever old it was, a 13 and a 16-year-old, 11-year-old to go rob somebody? Like, wasn't nobody standing next to him? Wasn't no white guy standing next to him to tell him to go get the gun and do that? Come on, man.
This all took time. It didn't happen overnight.
I know that.
The breakdown in our household didn't happen overnight.
But we let it happen.
We did not let anything happen.
Yes, we did. We never told people it was wrong. And if you committed a crime, call the police, prosecute them, help the victim, and lock them up. We stopped doing that.
So you're basically saying, do as I say do, not as I do, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when crime happens, it's on a victim.
Crime is happening. We see this happening in different communities.
I don't care about different communities. I don't care about different communities. I care about ours. I don't care about Mequon. I care about Sherman Park. I don't care.
Sherman Park. Let's deal with Sherman Park. And how we going to come up with the answer? I have the answer. We have to control our own children.
Correct.
We have to control our own children, but we're not giving. I've seen people watch this Michael movie and say Joe Jackson was the worst person ever, but he had 9 children that didn't end up in the system.
Right.
But he's brought down as the worst person that ever existed. Joe Jackson.
Correct. And that is, and I'm listen, Tone, you haven't said anything that I disagree with, dude. You haven't said anything I did. The problem is we will not stand up as individuals because everybody's afraid what somebody else gonna say. We want our kids to like us. We want our kid. I think Smiley said it. There's no discipline. There are no guardrails. There's no structure, and we are losing this fight.
But I'm telling you, I was arrested for having my nephew stand outside with a sign saying that I stole from my family. They locked me up.
Wow.
Because I disciplined mine. But that discipline, in their eyes, when somebody drove by and saw my nephew out there with a sign saying I stole from my family, I was wrongly disciplined in my own.
Well,
that's what I'm talking about. You can't tell
part of the nonsense.
A man how to raise. But the nonsense is based on, I said the system locked me up because they were trying to tell me how to raise mine.
Well, I wouldn't blame the system. I would blame the particular people who investigated it, or more importantly, the social workers who think they're doing you a great, saving black kids when in fact they're destroying black families.
It was a person that saw my child stand outside, called the police, and they locked me up for doing it because I said I did it. I don't beat my children. I don't beat my children because I believe that was learned behavior. Listen, black people, we don't beat children, but the white people, that was how we were dealt with in slavery. We were whooped. We were disciplined in that manner. So we took on those mannerisms.
Well, I wouldn't say that part. You either are pro spanking or pro not spanking. I don't think anybody stands for kids getting beat.
I'm saying it's learned behavior.
What's learned behavior?
All of that, everything that we do. We come out the womb knowing how to swim, but we learn to fear water. So we don't. We say, I don't want to go in the water.
True.
All of this is learned.
Facts.
We come out.
Yep.
We come out the box knowing right from wrong. But we learn this. We see others. We hear people saying, "Do as I say, not as I do." Meaning that instead of saying, "I lead by example," you're saying, "Just do what I say, do."
But guess what?
I can do wrong.
But guess what?
As long as you don't do wrong.
But guess what? We turned out just fine. We turned out just fine. I turned out just fine. You saying I didn't? You saying I didn't?
I don't know.
All my friends turned out just fine. I've told my whole story on the radio. So don't tell that. You don't know me like that, dude. Stop.
That's your story. That's history. That's his story. That's your story. You're going to tell it the way you want it to be told.
No.
You ain't going to tell it the ups and downs.
It's in writing. You can Google it. You can verify. You can verify parts of it because it's in writing and I'm on the internet. So stop. Don't. Do you, but don't do me. All right. Thank you much, Tone. I got to roll. I got other calls. Take care.
All right. See you, man.
833-212-1017 is the number. Felix, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Hello, Felix.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ken.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. What's up?
Hold on. Okay, hold on. There we go. All right. Good afternoon, Dr. Ken.
Good afternoon.
I don't know what's going on. Coming back down to earth here, just listening to everything that you've been saying and everybody else as well. The problem, I think, is the parent or the godparent or the grandparents or the godparents, whoever is raising these children, they are a sponge. And they will learn from the person who's raising them. And obviously, with these two kids and other stories that have happened, is a product of that the parents were MIA, they weren't around. And
well, how do you know that?
Hence their ergo.
How do do you know that? Are you making an assumption about that? Like, how do we actually know?
I honestly got, because I grew up with other friends of mine, and they got tossed into jail. They got arrested for drugs.
So all the kids that do something wrong. So all the kids that do something wrong, that's automatically what it is.
Well, not necessarily, but if you're raised different, if you're not raised with those good common sense, you're gonna do stupid things.
So if I'm not raised in the way that white suburban America raises their children, then you're gonna do stupid things.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Then what are you saying? Because the majority of black families and kids are raised by two parents, and they like take care of their kids and their kids.
And I'm not saying entirely all. I'm just saying there are just a few.
Well, but you're assigning a reason for something without having any real evidence of that.
You see it on TV. You see it on the news being reported all the time.
Because one black person reported. So a group of black people reported is a reflection of all black people? Is that what I'm hearing?
No. I listen to the news. I listen to you guys almost every day, and the news for the high percentage is about the black kids.
And that's because
not all the kids. I'm just saying a small portion, and it's just sad and terrible. But
that's because it's not the majority. You can't say that because you have no idea. You can't say that. I can't say that. You have no idea why those kids did what they did. You have no. You're using your personal experience and you're applying it to them, which is wrong.
It has happened in the Hispanic community. It has happened in other ethnicities.
But you still can't say why.
What I'm saying is,
but you still can't say why it happened. You can just say that it happened.
Why does it happen? Because nobody's watching them. Nobody's having being a father or mother or whoever the guardian is, watching over the children, the kids, and
right.
teaching them the right things.
So what happens when white kids? So what happens when the majority of white kids do it? What's happening with all the white kids that are in suburbs that are dying from drug? Let me ask the question. What happens in the suburbs when all the white kids who've died from drug overdoses and all those things and fentanyl? Because it ain't happening in the black community. It's happening in the suburban white community. Y'all killing yourself.
Right.
Why aren't their parents to blame?
The same thing. I would say the same thing.
Even though they come from two-parent households, graduated from high school, in college. We've had college students, people who were in school for pharmacy, die from drug overdoses in alleys. Like, come on.
I get that.
So,
but again, it's the people you're hanging around with, and
is it their parents' fault?
Partial is the parents, and partial is the parents, and the other partial is who they're hanging around with.
Oh, okay.
Who they're kicking it with.
Okay. All right.
Who their peers are.
Okay.
Because if you're hanging with the wrong party, you're just asking for trouble.
Okay.
So, but thank you, Dr. Todd. This is my first time calling in. So.
Thank you, Felix.
I love your show, man. You're very insightful.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Listen, take care.
Truth Nation. You got it. You too.
All right. That's all I'm saying. 833-212-1017 is the number. I guess my top 5 at 5 going to come at, I don't know, like 5:20. Al, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Well, you know what? I think there's a defeated mentality that needs to be put aside.
By who?
We need to find
defeated
out.
By who?
Well, when it comes with some of our people, because I keep hearing it's 400 years, 400 years.
Be more specific, because I can't do generalities today. What exactly are you saying?
Okay, well, how about this? When they say, well, the white man set the pace for this, what he eat does not make you sugar honey iced tea, okay? The defeated mentality you have to put on the back burner because you have the free will to move forward. Just like with these kids. The kids need to experience something besides being in their house. They need to experience going camping, boys camp, maybe taking a train ride, going on an airplane.
Al, you're making the same assumption white people make. That black people don't do that, don't have that, and don't experience that. Something is causing them, even those from good 2-parent, 1-parent homes, raising them good education, to go into the streets and act a fool. Who is responsible?
I think it's a combination of things. Yes, you can raise a child, you can provide room and board, but are you providing the time for that child?
What if they do? What if they did, and you still go out and act a fool? Listen, these kids got in cars that wasn't stolen with money that they worked at their job, had a street takeover, and did it. And the majority of them kids, I would pull people over when the streets were torn up and all this, and kids are cruising. These are kids with cars that are in school at UW-Whitewater, UWM, 2-parent household. It's a byproduct. Watch this. It's a byproduct of success. White people do it in suburbs all the time and speed up the street. We do it too.
Well, we should call them young adults instead of young kids.
They are. They most certainly are.
Well, then if they're doing that, then they're making that decision on their own. Then.
Thank you.
So we can
I get a ding, please?
We're gonna remove the parents on that. So if they're making that decision,
you go.
Ain't nothing we can do on that. But
we can. See, that's where you're wrong, Al. Yes, we can. We can hold them accountable, and we can hold them responsible.
Yes, you can. But we can hold them. Yes, you should hold them accountable.
Right.
But what I'm saying from earlier when they kept saying, the white man in the 400 years, you have just free will.
Yes,
How long you gonna hold that over your head? He can't stop you from being successful. If you want to learn success, read a book and apply action.
Come on now. Thank you so much.
Because have a good day. Bye-bye.
I was egging him on and he hung up. So, okay. But I get it. I am just tired of always blaming parents, some people. The majority of black kids graduate, they go to college and go on about their business and graduate and handle their business and go on. We constantly let the media only look at the failure. MPS spends an inordinate amount of their time arguing about helping kids in their graduation rate, and we never talk about the other 60%, 50% graduate, go to college, get a job, do great. But the media doesn't want to hear that. They don't want to hear positive. Why would I want to hear positive? I don't want to hear about people winning. Oh, can't do that. Am I going to get the top 5 at 5 or take a break? Let me know what I'm doing. I'm doing top 5 at 5. I'm telling you, I'm behind already as it is, and I'm just going, and y'all got me going. 833-212-1017 is the number. Oh, it's not Pop-Off Friday. This is Pre-Pop-Off. This is Pre-Pop Friday. This is Pre-Pop. Can I call it Pre-Pop? Pre-Pop Thursday. This second hour is going to be Pre-Pop Thursday. So I'm a try to, things that just outrage me, stories that just make me go like, did I read that right? Like, did I look at that right? Is that really what I'm looking at? But you know how it goes. You know how it goes.
Number 5.
Well, from JS Online, Milwaukee street takeover responses include mass arrests. That's what the police are saying. In a story by David Clary, Clarey, Milwaukee police leaders told elected officials plans are in place for mass arrests at future street takeovers as the rapidly occurring and mobile events continue to trouble the city and department. In response to calls for further action, what do you mean further action? How about taking action? Police officials said today the department has robust plans in place for arrests, but declined to share more specifics publicly. Of course not. Inspector Sharonda Grant at the Public Safety and Health Committee meeting. We don't want to advise the street takeover individuals what our goals are. I can tell you what the goals are, but I'm not going to share it because I'm pro-police and I have a bias for police. Street takeovers are large gatherings where crowds block off intersections and do donuts and ripping and running and acting foolishness and all that stuff. We used to do those in parks when I was growing up and had fun and played basketball. Now, yeah. Between April 25th and 26th, 9 takeovers took place. Grant told council members alerts were not being sent to all the department districts when takeovers were occurring in the city. And at times, residents were seeing but not reporting the events when they occurred. Well, guess what? You didn't show up at it. So why would I report it? Like, I don't understand why I would do that. Maybe it's me.
Number 4.
From theroot.com, well, Donald Trump has always been a fan of putting his name on things that don't belong to him, but his latest obsession, a taxpayer-funded rescue of one of the airlines that I refuse to fly, Spirit Airlines, isn't about luxury travel. As the administration floats a $500 million lifeline for the world's most meme-able carrier that's in big trouble right now, critics argue the move is less about saving 15,000 jobs and more about what they're calling a hidden agenda. Spirit Airlines spent years charging passengers for pretty much the air they breathe. $60 carry-on fees, $3 lukewarm water, high-altitude art form, but unbundled bill has finally come due. After filing for Chapter 11 twice in just 10 months, Spirit Airlines are now the ones with their hands out after filing Chapter 11 bankruptcies, and now they blocked the merger with JetBlue, and so Donald Trump is trying to come to the rescue. They're offering a loan of up to $500 million in return for a significant stake in the airline. Do you want the government owning an airline? Like, do you really want the government to own an airline? That is probably the scariest thing I've ever seen. That's probably the scariest thing I've ever seen. But we'll see.
Number 3.
All right, let me see if I can count. We talked about it. Department of Neighborhood Services inspector was shot after a carjacking. Authorities are investigating after Milwaukee Department of Neighborhood Services Special Enforcement Inspector was shot near 32nd in Wisconsin yesterday. According to police, the victim encountered a suspect trying to steal their vehicle. About 3:30 p.m., police say the suspect, identified as an 11-year-old, got a pause for effect, an 11-year-old fired a shot and then fled in a separate car. The inspector moved out of the way of the line of fire, didn't get shot. Officers located the car on 12th and McKinley. They had a chase, crashed on 12th and State, took him into custody, 14-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 16-year-old, and a gun. I don't think if there's anything else to say.
Number 2.
From Fox6Now.com, weird story. A Johnson Creek man is accused of trafficking a UWM student for months, collecting thousands of dollars from her in the process. Court records show a warrant for 22-year-old Briar Mayer was issued on April 29th. He's charged with one felony count of human trafficking. Breyer, B-R-I-A-R, has a criminal record that includes convictions for criminal damage to property, drug possession, and disorderly conduct. That's according to the Wisconsin Department of Corrections. A complaint said the victim, 18 years old at the time, was terrified of Mayer and said he used her as his puppet. She said she knew he had guns and threatened her on several occasions. The two met on Snapchat. Problem number 1. On October 2024, court filing says she picked him up from the rave. Mistake number 2. They went back to her room at Sandburg Residence Hall. Prosecutors say Meyer stayed in the victim's room for 2 or 3 nights, introduced her to what she thought was MDMA, also known as ecstasy or Molly. And she was actually crack cocaine. The victim said because she was addicted to the drug and would later buy as much as $300 from him every week. Took her phone, started contacting her random men through her social media accounts, asking those men if they wanted to pay for sex. He would take nude photos and videos of her and send them to the men in exchange for money, getting up to $300 per day that he kept for himself and spent on drugs. In 2024 of November, the complaint said Meyer drove the victim to an unknown location where she collected money for performing a sex act and gave it to Meyer. He arranged for her to have sex with men for money, which happened more than 10 times between October 2024 and February 2025, and collected $3,487, not including cash, from the victim during that time. He also used her credit card and tried to open lines of credit in her name. He told her he would provide her with everything she would ever want and need. Well, now sounds like they're looking for him because he's a wanted man. The name is 22-year-old Briar, B-R-I-A-R, Mayer, M-A-I-E-R. There's a picture of him on fox6now.com. If you see this person, call 911 and tell him he's wanted.
Number 1.
And now from CBS News, breaking story. The Milwaukee Bucks have officially named Taylor Jenkins as the new head coach. He says, my family and I are thrilled to return to Milwaukee. I'm grateful to Wes, Jimmy, and Dee, Jamie, and John for their confidence in me as the next head coach of the Bucks. I know firsthand how important this team is to Bucks fans and the city of Milwaukee. I'm excited to get to work. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. We've been talking about culture. I think we're going to dive into that again. We'll be back.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I need to let you know the award-winning Tory Lowe Show can now be streamed live on YouTube. How? Every day from 1 to 4. Truth Nation, I am now bringing all the smoke on YouTube every single weekday. Hey, how? I need you to go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and check out the award-winning Tory Lowe Show live every afternoon. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube. Now that's powerful.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, May 30th at Franklin Field, featuring live performances by Shaggy, Rick Ross, Genuine, Soulja Boy, Frankie J, Mims, and more. There will be craft margaritas, Milwaukee's best taco vendors, authentic lucha libre wrestling, an exotic car showcase, a Chihuahua beauty pageant, art installations, and so much more. Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, May 30th. Get your tickets at tacoandtequilafestival.com.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You know you do to me. That's why I call
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me go back to the YouTube chat. Let me check the talk and text line, because y'all know y'all be tripping. Marquise said that guy sounds like he's white and he should not have any advice on black culture. So do you have any advice on white culture? We live in America. You could be able to say whatever you want to say and talk about whatever you want to talk about. I think I challenged them enough. Todd asks, Dr. Ken, there are tons of stories. I'm sure I do not meet the criteria. Just a question for you. I know it was used to price fix the price of gold. Just wanted to ask if it's still possible with gold around $5,000 an ounce. Should we have a gold standard? No. I don't think so. I think we're fine the way we are. It opened up the Treasury and it opened up the markets to be able to do it, because if you really think about it, the gold standard limited you because you had to have a certain percentage in gold stored up in Fort Knox in order to do this. And it stymied our economy. Afterwards, the economy took off and we are where we are, and the S&P is like, what, 47, 49, 50,000. Like, so we've done significantly well by simply getting off the gold standard. So I think that's important that we look at that. But we're off the gold standard, and being off the gold standard has enabled us to grow our markets and do exceedingly well. Now, will there come a time where we might need to re-examine being on the gold standard because things are starting to get a little out of control? Yeah. I think crypto, I think AI, I think some of those things that can take us, too far out over our skis can cause a lot of financial hardship for people. So I think in order to rein that in, we're going to need to go back to some type of standard so that we can keep people safe from overspending. That make sense? Okay. All right. Hope I answered your question. Let me check I don't know if I want to check the YouTube because y'all was going off and hollering at me. So wow. I love this. So Al said it takes a village. What a joke. These people in Milwaukee pick and choose who they want to help, Mr. Medee. Kenwan said, y'all know Dr. Ken ain't black today. 1 minute it's power to the people and he wants to see the best for us, and the next minute there is no us. Al said black people fail themselves. Stop blaming Mr. Charlie. I guess he's calling me Mr. Charlie. Kenwan said when he speaks extra white and not just proper, you know who you dealing with. There is no such thing as systemic racism to him. Just let it go. Babar said, even if the guns put in the neighbor does not mean you have to use them. Then Al said, millions of guns made every year, drugs and alcohol in the black community's downfall. Kiwan said, the fact that 1 minute he believes, I think he's talking about me, systemic racism, and the next minute he doesn't, I can't deal with his dude. He's very intelligent, but a little too smart for his own good. Explain that. By design, black people are in trouble. That's what Al said. And then he said, happy Thursday. And then I guess Ken Wan don't like me. Dr. Ken doesn't believe in systemic racism is better, and neither do his better than the rest of us minions. And see, only person that can take that is you. Like if somebody, it's almost like if you speak positive about yourself, other people think you're better than them. No, that's how you feel. That's what you think about you. You should think, and I'm going to say this, every single person I meet, every single person, I'm equal to them. I'm egalitarian. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what office you have. I don't care what respect you think you deserve. We're equal. You are no better than me, and you're no less than me. Now, if you feel that way about yourself, I can't change anything about that. But I'm not going to lower myself or act in a way that you think I should act just to make you happy. If you got a problem with it, too bad. Is there systemic racism? I don't believe in systemic racism because I think individuals do it. Those same individuals will then write policies that cause acts and laws and all that. I was having a conversation with somebody about this today. that impact us. But for me to change it, I just need to be part of that system. For me to work against it, I need to go around it. So for me, there might have been, but you got to get a workaround. You can't keep complaining and whining and crying about everything and then tear down other black people because you got a problem. I challenge what you say because I expect you to challenge what I say. I challenge what you say, and I expect you to do the same thing to me. But don't expect to just say stuff that's crazy and then get away with it because I'm black or because it's talk radio. Come on. Trust, but at least verify. He said, instead of helping someone get to their point, you call me, how am I helping you get to your point? He chooses to pick you apart and then belittle you. Well, first of all, I would never belittle people. If you think that, first of all, let me apologize, but that's not purposeful. Babar, you know you can learn new things. No, everybody can learn new things. Okay, this y'all tripping, nah. Reginald said it takes time and deep concentration to they're all talking about shaving. Really? And Bar said, are there not white kids in Milwaukee? I'm kind of confused here. Oh, white kids are doing different stuff. You got to remember, what's the other side? So we keep talking this trash about, oh my God, it's terrible. But what about the other side? When you're showing black kids and Hispanic kids on takeovers, and you got a few white kids standing around, what are the white kids doing? They're out doing drugs, doing crystal meth, MDMA, all sorts of stuff. We don't really report that. Why? Because it's a suburb, and that's where I live. Kathleen said, Dr. Ken, will you be doing another book review soon? Yes, I am. I am trying to get the author in. It's finals week, and he's a professor, and I've been waiting for the school year to end, and then when that ends, I got to make sure he's not going to be gone on vacation. But you said, everybody keeps talking about, did this book come back, The Spook Who Sat by the Door? What is that? Like, did everybody... I love the book, by the way. It was a phenomenal book. But yeah, I think, okay, Kathleen, you dragging me. Kwanda, I need permission from the hall guard. I need permission from the monitor. Should we do The Spook Who Sat by the Door? 833-212-1017 is the number. Felix said, what I was trying to get to is kids are sponges and take everything in. Yeah, you're right. Good, bad, all that. If you're a bad parent, kids are going to think it's okay to do bad things. That is true. I agree 100%. Mao asked me what I got against Spirit. You want me to say what I really got against Spirit, or you want me to just kind of pontificate? Huh? Okay. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I got to tell you, the reason why I don't like Spirit is because I'm too bougie. And that was the final traffic check of the day. Here's Debbie Lazaga.
We've got southbound 43 backing up from about Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette interchange to about Chase Avenue. The northbound side's backed up from Lincoln all the way to Locust. We've also got the bypass slowing down out of the Zoo interchange down towards Greenfield Avenue. And then again from just before Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. We've got that construction zone on the Rock Freeway. The southbound side is slowing down about a mile and a half past Racine Avenue, and that stretches all the way down towards Highway 83. The northbound side is backing up just before Highway 164 to about Crowbar Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, showers early, clearing with frost. A low of 36 at the lake, 30 inland. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and cool with isolated showers, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Gruber Law Offices. One call,
that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Are you or a loved one facing addiction? The Wisconsin Addiction Recovery Helpline offers free and confidential support 24/7. Powered by 211 Wisconsin, local trained specialists can help connect you with local service providers for treatment, peer support, harm reduction tools, and more. Call 211, text your zip code to 898-211, or chat at 211wisconsin.org. Help is waiting. Sponsored by United Way of Wisconsin.
Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
So altogether, you're looking at $1,780 for your mortgage and for your property taxes in a year. And that's before you have to deal with, obviously, your water bill and electric bill. That's a steep price that people have to pay. And based off those numbers I just ran, to afford a home like that, you got to make $65,000 a year. But the problem is, here in Milwaukee, the median household income is only $54,234. That's out of whack. So again, I am all about affordability. I'm all about people getting homes. But what we have to understand is that until homes are more affordable, you can have a supply and demand problem, but the problem that we have here in the city of Milwaukee is that these prices, when people are listing these houses, they're listing them for prices that people really can't afford. And even if you do get the house and you're paying that, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Home ownership is not about living paycheck to paycheck. Home ownership is about finding something that fits within your budget and building equity for the future.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This True Sports Update is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Diamondbacks hit 4 home runs and beat the Brewers 6-2 last night at American Family Field. Brewers manager Pat Murphy on the MLB debut of Brian Fitzpatrick.
Couldn't be more thrilled for the kid to come in and face the hitters that he faced, to face some of the best hitters in the league, to come in and face those guys and do the job that he did.
The rubber match this afternoon, Brandon Woodruff gets the start from Milwaukee. 12:40 first pitch on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. And the federal government suing Wisconsin in response to the state's civil lawsuit against several prediction markets, arguing Congress has exclusive jurisdiction over regulating such markets. The lawsuit filed in Dane County asked judges to declare that companies are breaking the law, that they're a public nuisance, and they should be blocked from offering sports-related events that impact Wisconsin customers. This True Sports Update is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Marquis said, forget what dude was talking about. Great show today. You gave us great conversation to bring to the dinner table tonight. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Marquis. Marquis argues against me all the time. He makes me think about, did I say what I meant to say, or did I say, and you know how people talk and they think it's perfect in their brain, and then they say it and people be like, wait, what? And so he kind of makes me go, wait, what? Felix said, I have ADD, ADHD. You can't have attention deficit disorder and attention deficit hyperactive disorder, number one. Number two, they got rid of ADD, and it's all ADHD. Okay. Felix, Babar said, Felix, I understand what you were saying. Babar, what do I have against Spirit? I'm telling you. I said it before. I'm bougie. I'm also lazy. So if I got to pay for something, let me just pay all of it up front. That's going to cost you $1,500. Okay, let me see if I can get $1,500 together. And then I don't want you to bother me about anything. I want my food. I want my drink. I want my seat. I want my baggage. I want everything. And I don't want you to charge me an extra dime. With that, I'm okay. Now, if I'm okay and I want to get nickel and dime to death, yeah, I'll fly coach. And I don't care. And how much can I have in the bag? And I'll get it to 49. If it's 50, I'll get it at 49. I'll weigh it at home. And I get everything good, and I'm good. Now, sometime I got to just get where I'm going. So I need all this stuff in the bag. I'm not going to pay for 2 bags because paying over is equal to 2 bags. So let's do this. I'll just pay it. And I remember one time it was over. No, let me quit because I wasn't paying for it. Somebody else was paying for it. And I was over and they said, okay, but you're going to take something. He was standing there like, you're going to take something out? No, I'm not taking anything out. I'm going to just pay it. What's wrong with you? Sit here and put my underwear and clothes all out to... Anyway, I hate to see that. I say all that to say, bougie. Curly Q said, government owns a train company. They have to expand at some time, I suppose. Al said, now she's a victim. Y'all be hard on each other. Y'all need to stop doing that. Y'all need to stop doing that. Quanda said, yes, Dr. Ken sounds very interesting. Read, especially because it was a movie out and it was pulled from theaters. So go for it. And when will we get this book be? So what's the date? Give me a good date, Zach. A Thursday. It can't be Thursday because I'm not going to be here March 14th and 15th. Just tell y'all now I'm not going to be here.
March already happened.
I'm sorry, May. I only got May 7th or May 21st. Should we do May 21st?
Yeah.
The spook will set by the door, May 21st. We got that on the calendar. It's a pre-pop off Black Book Thursday. We'll do it like that. Is that cool? I think so. And then Miles said, Dr. Ken, whatever. Leave Spirit alone.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Still think you're going to use those old chemicals just sitting around under the sink, in the garage, or down in the basement? We're talking things like old antifreeze, paint thinners, batteries, propane cylinders, and pesticides. So don't let them sit there. Get rid of them right away. To MMSD's Home Hazmat Drop-Off Centers. It's safe, it's easy, and it's open to all Milwaukee County residents. There are 3 locations open year-round. Let's clean up Milwaukee.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Want to protect our planet? The air we breathe, water we drink, and land we share? Real progress begins with birds. Yes, birds. The very ones we see and hear every day. On a walk, in the park, or simply out the window. That's because birds are more than birds. They're symbols, sentinels that reveal the health of our planet and our people. And by helping them thrive, all of us thrive as well. Audubon is a place where birds matter, where habitats are protected, where communities are engaged, and where change takes flight. Because at Audubon, hope begins with birds. Progress begins with birds. It all begins with birds. Audubon.
Well, there we go. Guess we made it through another day. Pre-pop-off. Hey, remember, March. Why am I stuck on March? May 21st, 2026, pre-pop-off Black Book Thursday, the Spook Who Sat by the Door. So make sure you read it. It's a great fiction book, but it has a lot of things in it. So make sure you check it out. I want to say thank you for everybody who called in, especially those of you who called in. You had some great insight. I appreciate it. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. The analysis is up next, and we'll be back in 22 hours to give you the best of what I call Black Talk Radio. I appreciate you. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. All the callers, talk and text line, everybody that gave us great information today. It was on culture. And if you missed it, go back and listen, and we'll be right here. God bless. Take care. Have a great evening. I'm out.
Be quiet.
Chicken head.